Okie dokie, this is the one. If you think you only have 20 to 30 minutes and what do I need to do to load up my bones that's really gonna work at it, this is the workout that I'm gonna do right now from start to finish in about 20 to 30 minutes. I'll go 30 minutes max. So I'm gonna call it, this is more bang for your buck for loading and body movement, okay? So here we go. So first of all, what I would do is make sure I have something that is going to be an item that I can load with. So wherever you're at, I don't care if you're outside. If you're outside, you're going to pick up some stones, like a big stone. If you're inside, you can use leg weights. I'm going to put my vest on here in just 1 second. But the first thing I would do is I'd get a pole. So I'm going at this from start to finish right now, as if I only have 20 to 30 minutes and I want to do a loading workout and I don't want to kill myself. And that may be difficult for some of us. Anyway, I would get my pole, okay? And I would start opening up my shoulders, keeping my chin tucked, keeping my tummy in. And I would do a step and a turn. So see, I'm accelerating everything because why? Because I'm going at this as if I only have 20 to 30 minutes that I want to really do some loading. So the first thing I would do is a forward step, a turn, and a backward step and a turn. So you can get very warmed up. You can get opened up in your shoulders, your pectorals, in your hips by doing a step, turn, and then stepping back and turning. Because when I step forward and back and turn, and I don't have to go hard, I'm opening up shoulders. I'm opening up by doing that step back right through my tight hip flexors, okay? And I'll do that twice. And then I'll step forward, drop my chin, say rib cage up, turn, and then step back and turn. And don't make the mistake of thinking you have to do these moves really quickly. You do not, okay? I'm stepping extra big, turning, and before I turn, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna drop my chin. I'm gonna make sure my knees are soft. Why? Because this kind of turning, if you go too fast, you're gonna get off balance. And that's okay, but you gotta be able to catch yourself. So if you are not wanting to do those funny little catch myself moves, then listen carefully and then follow through on lowering your center of gravity. And how you do that is you bend at the knees, you bend at your ankles, okay? And you turn and you look, then you open back and you turn and you look. And I might mess around with this for both sides, you know, a couple of sets of 2 or 3 turns, okay? So I'm gonna go on both sides, doing turning. When you step back, make sure again that you do not turn your toe. Right there is where everybody wants to turn their toe. Rib cage up, turning. So I'm going at this right now until about 30 minutes. I'm watching my clock to give me loading. So I'm going to take my bar. I'm going to come into a high squat. You can do it at the chair if you want. I'll turn here to the side so you see what I'm doing. So I'm going to just push my butt back. I'm going to come down so my elbows are on my knees, on the top of my knees. I'm going to tuck my chin and then I'm going to straighten those legs. Then I'm gonna come back down. So it's kind of like a little rocking horse. So I got my bar here. My elbows are on my knees. I'm gonna go into where I just feel the stretch. Then I come down into the heels. Then I go back up. Then I go into the heels. And then I go back up. And then I come over to my chair. Okay, so I'm prepping right now. I'm gonna go turn, turn. Then I'm gonna bring the knee up. Here's my bar. If you don't wanna come up that high, then stay down here. So you're gonna turn, knee up. You're gonna turn, knee up. And be ready, because you may over or under balance. I'm doing these turning motions for a reason. I'm accelerating a warm-up, okay? And when you do that, when you accelerate a little bit of a warm-up, instead of going fast, 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 you have to put different planes of motion in your movement patterning. See, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna come up. I know that my hip replace side is compromised. And so I want to make sure I'm set. I'm going to turn. So here is the hip that's compromised. Take a big breath in through the nose and then come up, staying on target. Then I'm going to go sit, bring that bar up and stand. And don't hold your breath. So this is the last move before we start loading. So I'm going to come here, take a big breath, go up with those arms. How's everything feeling? Then I'm going to come here. I'm not going to jerk and I'm not going to hold my breath. So I'm going to breathe in right now. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Through the nose, through the nose, through the nose. Breathe in, exhale. Watch what you do with your knees. Make sure they're not buckling. That means going in or going out. Not right now. Take a breath. We got 3 more of these. Heels. Breathing in right now. And exhaling right there. Nose, through the nose, breathing in, exhaling. Okay, one more. Breathing in, exhaling, okay? So, seriously, if you have a bar and you've been with me from the time I put the recording on this morning, we did a few step throughs, step backs, but honestly, if you just want to do a set or 2 of set to stands with a bar, doing little turns, that will work really great. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna load. I only have a couple more minutes. See, I'm going at this as if I only have 20 to 30 minutes. And I wanna get appreciable load on my bones, not just my muscles. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna put on my weight vest. And you may say, oh, I don't have a weight vest. Fine. You know what you do? You simply pick up your 2 jugs of water, or you pick up your weights. Everybody pretty much that's been coming on with me has a set of changeable weights. So I will go ahead and do that as well, just to mimic what I know that you're doing. So I might not go as heavy. I'm going to pick up a 9, okay? So I'm just going to go into a medium. So if you were doing this and you can only carry, then you want to go a medium, at least a medium weight. So I'm going to approach, and if I were at home and I had stairs, I might step up on a stair. If I don't, then I'm gonna just step like this, okay? I'm gonna step like this. And when you step like that, if you're not going up onto a stair, and if you can't hold something, then don't use a stair or don't use a step, okay? That's too That's too great a risk. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here for now. I'm going to, my dog is sitting on my pad here, so I have to get him off of it. Here, come over here. Okay, there you go. Here, sit. There. Here, sit. Come on. He likes that one. Okay, sorry. Okay, so here's my step. So here's my medium weights. Now, I'm doing this whole thing with approximately 40 pounds because I got 40 pounds coming down on me with my vest, and then I have 9 and 9, okay? If you just have your hand weights, fine. Make them be at least medium. Then you're gonna step and you're gonna come a little bit and a little bit. So we're gonna do a lot of repeating in this little 20 to 30 minute program that I'm trying to take you through. So if you were somewhere at a club or, you know, at your room, you only have 20 to 30 minutes, you wanna load, pick you up a pretty good set of carries. So you should at least have about 9, 10, 12 pounds in your hands. And see what I'm doing? I'm in an uncompromising, or I'm sorry, this is a very compromising pad here because it's spongy. So I'm going up, and you know what? I'm gonna do a set of these. These are repeats. And when you do this and you're carrying heavier weights, drop your shoulders, rib cage up. And when you step back, when your foot goes to the ground, make sure you're stepping with your feet forward. Yeah. So when I come up here, I want to really raise my toes. See that? I'm going to really raise my toes. I'm going to step right back. Step right back. Step right back. My front knee is a little bit soft. It's not really bent very much. It's just soft, as if you were going to do a step, okay? So we're coming right to the end of this first set. Drop your shoulders. Don't be leaning too far forward. Take a big breath through the nose. Okay, two more. So I tried to get like 12 to 15, I hope. Step off, okay? When you step off, step back and just bend that back knee. Because what I want you to try to do is to get as many joints in a positive overload as possible. And so when you go into this kind of a step, see how I step back, then I say rib cage up. So it's not very far. Then I bend my knee, but I keep my heel down. And then I come up, down, and I come up, down, and I come up, okay? Now I'm gonna switch. I got these weights here. I'm gonna step up on that spongy surface, or just step out on the floor. That's perfectly fine. Let's say rib cage up, okay? So I'm taking you through some very effective loads for your bones all the way down. Okay, so here I come right here. Number one, I know that I'm going to be more unstable because this is my hip replace side. So be careful. When you come up, you might not feel like you can even bring your leg all the way up. Come to the platform, then go back down. Perfectly fine, because see, I have something in my hands. You should have some in your hands, and it should be pretty heavy. So I'm going to come here, take a breath, say rib cage up, bring that leg up, and then come up. So why am I doing that? Because if you have a replaced hip, I'm telling you, it is a whole different way of moving, especially when you have appreciable load. See, I'm assuming, I know you're not supposed to assume, that you've picked up a pretty heavy load. Okay, when I come up here, what's my tendency? I've told you this before. My tendency is to over lean. Well, if I overlean here and I'm up on a platform, okay, and I can't use my hands to stabilize on another, like a pole, I want to be very careful. My tummy's tight, my joints are soft, and then I'm going to come down. See that? Yeah, it may take longer. And some of you may not know one thing about what I'm talking about. I'll guarantee you, if you have a replaced hip, if you have a replaced knee, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, rib cage up. Okay, and so I just get my balance so that I'm gonna really be able to bring that leg up. So instead of doing it in one big swoop, see, I overlean too much, I know it, and I try really hard not to. I'm being real with y'all. I see these people, oh my gosh, on some of these things, they're telling you, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. And you're sitting there looking at this and going, there's no way in the world I can do that. Nor should I do that. Right, okay, take a breath. I'm gonna do about 5 more, okay? Yes, it takes a little longer. Slow it down, stabilize yourself right there. Get yourself in good, as best posture as possible. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. And so what you have to understand is, for me as well, instead of just having these, I have this weight vest on, which I used the other day, but I wanted to do this. I wanted to show you how to truly use a few moves and get a good load coming into your whole body frame. Okay, next I'm going to use my chair, okay? I have my weight vest. If you don't have a weight vest and you're wanting to load in just 20 to 30 minutes, then hold your weights right here. I'll get them so I'll match what you're doing, okay? I'm going to put this here. So I have it. So I'll get my little weights. So I can tell you, if you only have 20, 30 minutes and you want to do some appreciable loading, at least do some carries, okay? So now I'm going to come down. So I'm coming down and I'm coming up with, for me, on my frame, it will be approximately 40 pounds, okay? So here I am. I'm going to come here and up, take a big deep breath, and focus on exhaling and inhaling. So breathe in and exhale. So we practice this warming up, right? Breathe in. Now hang on with me. Don't go sit down yet. Go to the heels. Breathe, 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 breathe. Then sit down. Then come back into here. Do not do this fast. Position, position, position. That means really good posture. Drop your shoulders, drop your chin, take a big breath. Here I come. I'm gonna push into the heels. Really muscle yourself up. Exhale. Yeah. Now we're gonna go down and up these next few with a hesitation. Going into the chair, coming out of the chair. That is one of the techniques for really loading some of your very essential muscles, okay? So if you don't have much time, so see, I'm right here, and I'm just hanging out here before I sit. I'm not sitting, I'm going into my heels, I'm taking breaths, big breaths, big breaths, sit, and then come back up, and come back up. Take a big deep breath. So I emphasize the going down at that point. Now I'm gonna emphasize it coming up. Are you ready? Take a breath, push your butt back, drop your shoulders. You're gonna go down and sit. Now, when we come up, we're gonna start adding a little bit of arm work. But let me stress, when you don't have much time and you want to put an appreciable load on your frame, not just this muscle, not just that muscle, get very adept at doing variations on squats. And sitting in a chair is a variation on a squat, okay? So now we're gonna come up and we're gonna push into the heels, but notice I'm not gonna come straight up, okay? I'm gonna take a breath and I'm gonna come into the preparation. Then I'm gonna push into my heels and I'm gonna come up and down and up and down and up, and I'm going into my heels, into my heels, into my heels, into my heels. Keep your chin tucked, heels, breath, breath, heels. Push your butt back. Stay with me, just two more, just two more, just two more. Here we go, one more. And come up and come up. I know it. Okay, now I'm gonna put these weights down because I'm going at this whole thing as if I only have about 20 to 30 minutes. We're into the last 10 minutes now. So what am I gonna do? I am gonna put my weights up a bit. Now, if you had picked up plenty of weights, fine, just use what you had. Perfectly fine, okay? But I'm gonna take these, and remember, I have a weight vest on. It's about 20 pounds, okay? Yeah, I'm breathing hard. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna take these weights down. Instead of hanging them right here, what do I wanna do? I want them to come right down my spine. Yes. So I'm gonna hang on to them. Take a big breath right now. Say rib cage up. Yes. Okay. Then I'm gonna push my butt back and I'm gonna come into this move right here. And then I'm gonna come back up. Now, I build my channel as trying to help people with osteoporosis, diagnosis, spinal stenosis, arthritis. You see what I'm doing right here? I'm thinking about moving into a sit down, but then I changed my mind. But I'm doing it now with over 40 pounds. I have over 40 pounds coming down into this move. This hip hinge, keeping your rib cage up, you are getting great load in your back extensors, okay? And you have to keep your spine in neutral. Yes, keep your shoulders down, take a big breath, and exhale. So when I push on this, I'm pushing into my heels, and I'm coming back. Take a big breath, push into the heels, and come back. Push into the heels, hold it for a couple of seconds, and then come back. So I'm doing a good complete set with a lot more weight coming down into this little semi squat. Okay, so that would be a squat variation. And for people with osteoporosis, spine issues, number one, make sure you have clearance to do good movement training. And then you have to learn how to hold your body. Yes, okay. Now we're gonna go from that with these heavies. We're gonna do a little carry, and we're gonna come here, and we're gonna come up and over. See that? Then back. So I'm gonna do a little carry. So if you have two buckets, and you can do a little step over and a step back. And I might emphasize to you, where do you think a far majority of falls happen? Yeah, when people are trying to step up on a little curve, on a little step down, that's where most falls happen. That's why I like to practice with a heavy carry. Okay, so here I am, I'm gonna come up and over. Then I'm gonna come up, and if I need to put my foot up and then put it down, do that, okay? And you said do that a couple of times. Then I'm gonna take these heavier weights, and I'm gonna do my little fold. So I'm gonna come down, all the way down, and here's what I want you to think about. Drop your butt more than you think you can. Drop your butt, drop your butt, drop your butt. You're in your heels, then you're in your heels and you're coming up. And if you will do 5 to 10 heavy weighted, as low as you can go, a squat, that's what you want to try to do to get maximal movement, maximal load in a very short amount of time. Okay, I'm in my heels. I'm trying to say, drop my butt. What you do not want to do is at the very lowest that you go, right here, do not round your back. Do not. Take a big breath. Heels. Come back. So I'm doing this with 12, and I have a 20-pound vest. Breath, heels, and come back. Make sure you're pushing straight through those heels. Keep your chin tucked, and come back. Okay, I've got 3 more. I'm gonna do 3 more. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. Big breath, and come back. Now we're gonna hold the next 2. Stay with me. Drop your butt. Hold. 1001, 1002, 1003. Come back. Okay, hold this next one. Rib cage up. 1001, 1002, 1003. Woo! Okay. Now, I'm going to put my weight vest in my time. And we have 3 minutes before we have to walk out the door. I'm pretending that that's all I have is 30 minutes. So we've done this in 30 minutes. So I want you to swing your arms just like this. Swing your leg. Okay, so you're front to back. You're front to back. See that? Watch this. I'm doing this like this. Some of you are doing this and you think you're doing what I'm doing, but you know what you're doing? You're doing this. Okay? Caught ya. Say rib cage up. Drop my shoulders. Step forward, but you stay back. Then you swing. See that? Step forward. Stay back here. See that? Keep your chin tucked. Take big breaths through your nose. See these little turns? Or these little swings, I should say. See that? Then I'm going to go open. I'm going to go to the W. I'm going to go to the cross with a T. I'm going to step forward. I'm going to say rib cage up. I'm just going to do a few. Why am I picking this as my last one before I walk out the door? Because if you picked up heavy weights, okay, that's good. But this helps to get your shoulders back in recovery and in line, okay? These kinds of very well thought out, executed circles. And I go palm up, thumbs are back. Don't go any higher than your shoulder because you're gonna feel so much better because this gives your muscles a chance to kind of recover a bit. All right, take a big deep breath. Then I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna go open and close. And then we go open and close. Now I am going to come down here. See, I am going to come down here. I'm gonna keep my chin tucked because I'm gonna come back out here because what do I want you to do? I want you to work on these, okay? So see, I'll step, hip hinge, and then bring them back. So you're opening and bringing them back. So see, I'm not just swinging my hands around up here. I'm right here, chin tucked, full. Right back here, right back here, right back here. And then you're out the door. Okay. Now I'm going to stay on because now I'm going to hit body weight. Let's say you are on vacation or you're at one of your relatives, you know, one of your favorite relatives, and you have no equipment, none. And you're like, oh man, I don't have any internet. I can't get on. What are you going to do to get some loading done? Stay with me. That's what the next about 15 to 20 minutes are going to cover. Number one, I will find some stairs, whether you have to go out on your porch deck or whether you have a stairwell going to your basement. Usually you can find stairs somewhere, okay? And as I told Tina, I don't know if she's on this morning, if you see stairs, that is your number one loading opportunity. And some people just don't use it to their advantage. So this little stool, I think is about 8 inches. A normal stair might be 6 to 8. So I have my little bar. Why? Because I'm on this. Some of you can do this on a stairwell, okay? So I'm going to step up and step down. So if I had nothing else, I would be on a stair or I would be on something that I could step up. You can accomplish so much if you have a set of hand weights and a step. And you can do it on the bottom landing of a stairwell, okay? Now, I've given you an opportunity to step up, just like you're coming up a stair. Now let's act like we went up the stairs. I got my little bar here because if I were on a stairwell, I would have a railing to hang on to. Little tip. Don't overuse the railing or whatever, because you know what I'm going to do? Now I'm going to step down. So I'm on a stair, and it could be this. It could be this pad. It's only 2 inches. That's fine. But I'm going to stick my heel down. And notice what I have to do to accomplish getting down with my heel first. It's a big deal. I know it. Then I come back. Then I do that again. And I come down the stairs, but I do it with my heel first. And why do I say that? Because it changes your mechanics of your hip, your knee, your back. If you come down into the heel first, okay? And then come back. So I'm showing you a way to get some proper loading of your hips, your knees, your ankles, your back by using a step. So now I'm on the other leg. So now I'm going to step down. And as I go down, I'm being very intentional. So my knee is very bent. This is 8 inches. It could be 2 inches. I'm using this because I have this. You could use a stairwell at the bottom landing or whatever. Or just use your 2-inch little balance pad. So I'm going to come up and down carefully, thinking, okay, what am I doing here? So right then, you see, I caught myself. What did I catch myself doing? When I went into this, I overleaned. Yeah. And I know why I did it. So I am really working at trying to load properly my stair climbing muscles. Okay. I don't want to go into all the proper names. I'll just tell you, you got to be able to navigate stairs if you're going to be independent. Okay. You can just count on that. So I'm trying to make you better at that. And I'm pretending that you don't have any equipment around you and you want to get some good overload going. So I'm starting with my lower body. Take a big breath through the nose. So now I've stepped up into my step several times. And again, it could be nothing more than my balance pad, okay? And that is actually more challenging because it's squishy. This step that I'm stepping on is very firm, okay? That means it doesn't compromise. That pad is compromising. So you'll get great benefit if you even go lower, but use that pad. Now, I've come up on this. Now I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna come down. And what do I have to do? I have to push a hip hinge. Number one, drop my shoulders. Number two, I have to come down with my heel first. And this side of me does not want to do that, okay? Because this is my hip replace side. Now, this will benefit my knee replace side as well because I'm doing an elongation in order to do this move of my eccentric muscles. That's going down, okay? The going up muscle is your concentric. Okay, hip hinge, drop your shoulders, breath, heel first, heel first, heel first. I can't even tell you how hard that is, okay? So I'm being real with you. I have many people that are coming in and they have these problems. You can't do it perfectly. You gotta figure out how to go around the bush a different way. Because I am desperate, just like many of you that have not perfect bodies, to load, appreciably load, and make these weaker muscles, lazier muscles, because of hips replaced, knees replaced, arthritis, etc., stronger. So I'm gonna do this 3 more times. I'm just telling you. Okay, so get my body position, bend the knees, push my butt back. See my heel? I'm coming down. I'm coming down. Finally, I made it. And here's the goal. See, as I come back up, huge benefit in that. I'm taking all my body weight, heels first, drop my shoulders, breath, breath, push the butt back, breath, and get that heel down first, okay? A lot of benefit in this kind of motion, eccentric motion. Learn how to do it to your advantage. So, up and down a flight of stairs, fast, I wouldn't suggest it. Medium, maybe. Slowly, really getting your eccentric work going, yes. Okay, then if you have a wall, if you have a counter, see this? This would be a counter. This is a great way to do body loading or variations on body loading for my upper body. So let's say I have a bed. That could be, or a chair, or a wall. So if you have a wall, and some of you coming on here, I'm thinking of Maryland specifically. I think I did this with AJ too, and Kay, several. Wall work, do wall work, but we have to do it a little differently. If you have these issues with shoulders, with this, with that. So go to your wall, go to your counter, go to your chair, go to your bed, and you're gonna lean in, you're gonna go wide to start with. And the first thing I'm gonna do is do a hyperextension with the shoulders dropped. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hang on here to my counter and push back into my heels, push back, really push back into those heels. Take a big deep breath and then come back. This is an especially good one if you have shoulder issues, rounded shoulders, you're trying to help yourself stay in your good postural lineup. Okay, so once you've done that, now we're gonna load. So this, I'm pretending this is my wall. Okay, so if you have a wall, if you don't have a wall, then heck, just come over here to your little kitchen chair. Put your hand on the kitchen chair, step back. Bend those elbows, come back. Bend those elbows. See how I'm keeping my elbows in? And keep your whole body straight from your shoulders to your toes. Try to put your heels down. Yeah, so you're getting good heel stretching, feet stretching. At the same time that you're doing these little presses. Don't drop your head. Bend those elbows. Bend the elbows, keep them tight. Take a breath. Take a breath. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose if possible. Okay, a couple more, three more. Stay with me, stay with me. Okay, one more. And then come back. Step in. Then you're going to turn around because you're in this little zone. You're going to do 20 minutes of body weight training. We did step ups, step downs. You could do it in a flight of stairs. Say you're going to do 3 sets of them. Sit on your chair. Now we're going to do the reverse in a push-up. So these are reverse push-ups. Many times these get bad press because people execute them improperly. How do they do that? Well, they screw up their shoulders because they over-rotate them. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get load right here, and up here. That's what we're trying to do. So in that pursuit, what am I going to do? I'm going to drop my shoulders. Yeah. I'm going to drop my chin. Yeah. I'm going to step out so that I can drop my butt off the chair. Just like 1 inch. See that? 1 or 2 inches. That's it. Look at my shoulder. I'm not torquing that thing. I'm not going way down here like this. This is the problem. So don't do these thinking, oh, I'm getting such good work done. No, we're trying to load here to give your muscles here a little shape, but mostly strength. Okay, that's how you're going to do it. Is do not over rotate the shoulder. Drop your shoulder. Take a breath. You come here and then you straighten your arms. You drop your butt and then you straighten. You drop your butt and you straighten. That's how you're going to attack the back of the arm. Okay? Take a breath. Yeah, keep your elbows in. Don't go very far. It's bending and straightening at the elbow. Yeah, you don't over rotate the shoulder, hardly at all. It's pretty locked in. See that? And then you stick with it. See, I'm on my toes. I'm on my heels. My toes are up. Don't over rotate. Stay in with your elbows. Breath. 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 Two more. Just one more. Okay. Woo. Swing. Okay. Bring those arms up. Pull them back. Turn. Just like this. See how I'm rotating right here? See that? Yeah. Bring those arms back and get your knee down. Okay. Take a big breath. Then you come back in. Then you come straight on. Then you go the other side. Okay. And you pull out. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Yeah. Then I would come up. So get ready. Go wide. Don't pull something. Don't have somebody grab you. No, you do this on your own right here. All right. So we're going to come here. Push into the heels. Drop my shoulders. Take a breath. Exhale. And I'm up. Okay. Then I'm going to hit, very important because we did some sit to stands. Now we're going to attack right here. Okay. As we start to head toward finishing up. Okay, so I'm trying to give you a simple body weight program you can do anywhere. So we started with wall push-ups, right? And remember, there's several ways to do that. By the way, I digress. Put your hands on the wall. Everybody wants to just flare. I would rather you drop your elbows to the wall and back. And you won't go to the wall, but that's where you start. Okay, now I'm going to go into my chair plank. So I'm pretending that you are on vacation, you have no weights, you only have the ground and you don't really want to get in the ground. I'm trying to give you a loading program, okay? Then I went to push-ups against the wall, back push-ups. Now I'm going to go to a chair plank. So I'm right here hanging on. And when I put my foot back here, notice I am not doing this. See? My shoulder is over my wrist. Okay? I'm going to go back here. Now I'm going to tighten in my butt. I'm going to tighten in through the shoulders. And I'm going to tighten my tummy. And I'm going to pull my heel up. I'm going to hold it about 3 seconds. Right there. And if you have hips replaced, go into this carefully. This is a super load on not only your quad, or your hamstring, but your quad, because that quad has to hang on to everything. Take a big deep breath. Big deep breath. Keep my tummy tight. Keep my chin tucked. Breath. Right there. Breath. Right there. Breath. Right there. Breath. 2 more. 1 more. Now hang out here for just a second. Okay, now let your hips go down. Pull back. Take a big deep breath. And then bend. And you're hanging your knees there. Then you pull back up and back out of it. You step in to the chair and your leg is back into the heel. Take a big deep breath and just hang out here for a couple seconds. Then you take that leg back. Let that back go down into that hyperextension. Then pull back out of it. Bring your other leg in. Drop that heel down. Take a breath, shoulders are down. You just hang out here for a bit, okay? Big breath, big breath, big breath, big breath. And then you can straighten that front leg and bring that toe forward. I didn't do it on the other one, so we'll do it. Step up, step back, rotate, bring that toe forward into your shin, and then come back, okay? But when you're doing your chair planks, make sure your shoulders are staying over your wrist. Don't go off of that, okay? Take a big breath in through the nose. I hope you're breathing through your nose more and more and more and more. That's what I want to keep you doing. Put your hands right out here like this. Keep your chin tucked. As you go into this last big move with me, soften up your knees. Your palms are facing forward. And as you pull your shoulder blades together, you turn your chin and you turn your head. Then you come back to center, take a breath, go right back into it, soften your knees, pull the shoulder blades down and in, then turn your chin. Take a big breath, really pull those hands like you're trying to get them together. Hold it for a couple seconds, bring it back in, and then swing out. So this is your pendulum swing. You see that normal, functional turn that you do right through the hips and knees? Whoa. So this one is in 2 segments, and you can pull it up as such. The one is you're going to do body loading, the weight train loading. And then the second one, you're going to do body weight loading. And it's just simple, but it's trying to focus on getting the whole frame loaded in a good way.
All right. Enough of the jokes.